When you think of health, where does your mind go? To the doctor's office? Or to your community, where you can join kids clubs and local events? At your grocery store, where an allowance makes it easier to eat healthy? Or on your street, where a ride is there to take you to the doctor? We're WellPoint, a health insurance company that knows that health isn't just one thing, it's everything. WellPoint, your whole health is our whole point.
Monitoring events for us in Upper West. He is currently at the Sisala East constituency. Rafiq, how is the voting going so far? I mean, what can you report from there?
Voting in the Sisala East constituency is going on well. We don't have many hitches as somewhere or some parts in the country. We are expecting a total of 529 delegates to cast their ballots, and also we are also told from the EC that 4 persons will not be able to vote because they have passed on. And as I speak to you now, more than 50% of the voters have so far cast their ballots in Tumu.
Rafiq Salam, we've witnessed some hitches in some areas. You are saying that in the Sisala East constituency, there's nothing of that sort. Everything is going on smoothly. But have you cited some of the aspirants? Who have they come to vote? Have you had any conversation with them?
I spoke to both candidates in the person of a Deputy Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Amidu Chine Isaku, and also the Port Fabio lecturer from the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana, Dr. Joshua Jepuntie Zato. Both of them are in high spirit, and they think that they will carry the day. I spoke to them, they said they haven't gotten any challenges regarding the process so far, and they think that the process is moving on smoothly in the constituency. And they are really happy, and then they are only hoping and praying that 2 o'clock to knock early for them to be declared a winner. But here in the Upper West region here, hello?
Go ahead, Rafiq.
But there are other 2 constituencies where popular acclamation is taking place in the Upper West region. One is the Nandam constituency, where the constituency popularly acclaimed Ambrose, their Interior Minister, as the candidate for the party in the 2024 post. So speaking to the delegates after he was popularly acclaimed, he paid glowing tribute to the founding fathers of the party and also the Catholic Church for what they have done for the people of Nandam. But he came out very visibly with a shocking statement saying that come 2028, he will bow out and he will not put his name on the ballot paper again for the Nandam constituency. And also in the Lambu State constituency, Dr. JoyNews Baligi is also going on a post in the Lambu State constituency.
Rafiq Salam, thanks so much for the update from Sisala East. Let me take you to one of the controversial constituencies, Dom Kwabenya, here in Accra. Some female delegates are strongly kicking against the candidature of the incumbent MP Sarah Adwoa, insisting she has neglected the constituency and must not be given the nod again. They are, however, throwing their support behind Michael Okwe Jr. By the way, he is the son of the former Speaker of Parliament.
For the past 12 years, honorable Sarah Adwoa for that now. I connect to what on it. You want the Tibia by a day. Then they had a crowd. Yeah, to a Bamanua. Who could it be? Now I'm going to what a TikTok no, dear. Most of Mami, I baby, I can sell about time. If you're not the kind, if you want to the kind, and if you're good, you know, you will say, I'm a minute, the other be our Said Obuya say Jimmy Domi Kwabenya delegate. Yenimiya, Yabasa and Na, Yachia Yasu for Nasa, Domi Kwabenya, Yenimiya, and Jami has to stop Honorable Sarah Nama Junior, about the Bibi, no fire, and no mistake.
My colleague Samuel Mbura is in that constituency. He joins us. Mbura, tell me, have you cited both aspirants, Adjoa Safo and Michael Kwe Jr.? I'm not talking about Sheila because I know the contest is between these two.
Well, as of now, it is uncertain how the outcome will be, Aisha. Being on the grounds, it is not quite certain from what the delegates are telling us and per their behavior here. So right now you can't pontificate that this aspirant is more likely to win. So it is quite an uncertain situation. But what I can say is that all three aspirants are here. The first to have come here was Sheila Oponsechi. She was the first person. When I arrived here at about 6:40 to 7 o'clock, she was already seated here with her team, engaging the delegates, exchanging pleasantries with them. The second to arrive was Madam Sarah Adjoa, the incumbent MP. She also arrived with her team and then gave the delegates some breakfast. That was rice porridge with bread, and had some brief conversation with her team as well. But I must say the welcome from the delegates was not that encouraging. Someone would have expected that at least as an incumbent or a sitting MP should have had a rousing welcome from the delegates. But from the demeanor of the delegates, they were somehow withdrawn in their actions, whilst she rather tried to engage them and all that. And the last person to arrive at the venue here was Michael Kwe Jr., who is contesting this election for the third time. He lost about 8 votes to Sarah Adjoa in the last elections, and right now he's optimistic that he's going to win the election because the last time the campaign propaganda that was used against him was that he was in India. We know he was the Ghana ambassador to India, so the propaganda used against him was that he wasn't in the country, and because of that he is not in touch with the people. So for that matter, they shouldn't vote for him. But now he says that he's back in Accra, he's back in Ghana, working as the CEO of the Free Zones Authority, and for that matter, she has been able to go back to the drawing board and then correct the wrongs. We can listen to that interview that he granted me, responding to the causes of his loss in the previous election and other matters so far as this election is concerned.
All right, we'll try and get that and play that interview. But again, have you spoken with Adjoa Safo? Hello, Mbura.
Well, when Sarah Adjoa Safo arrived, I made several attempts to talk to her. Yeah, can you hear me, Aisha? Aisha, can you hear me?
Mbura, go on. You're on air. We can hear you.
Well, right. So when Sarah Adjoa Safo arrived, I actually made the first attempt and then followed her several times to hear from her, at least a word to our viewers and the delegates, but she declined to talk to us. She initially promised that after casting her ballot, she would talk to us, but after casting the ballot, she had a brief conversation with her team, and since then, she had not even made that attempt to talk to the media. But if you look at her body demeanor and posturing so far, you could feel that she's somehow not settled yet. You could see that she's somehow agitated within her. There's some level of tension within her because the atmosphere here is quite uncertain. You can see the delegates sitting there quietly, waiting for their turn to go and cast their ballot. But we don't know who they are going to vote for. And no one can claim at the moment, the three aspirants, that, okay, maybe it is going in my favor or it is going against this particular person. So far, about 1,000 of them, I'm told, have cast their ballots. If you recall the previous election, they were a little over 900, but the number has increased double as a result of the creation of new polling stations in Domi Kobia, which has actually shot the number to that that level. So for now, Sarah Adwoa wouldn't talk to us on record. Madam Sheila Opon said she wouldn't also talk to us. They are waiting patiently to witness the entire election process. Perhaps when the elections are declared, that is where they'll be talking to the media.
We are also picking information of some sharing of money, with the list being 5,000. Have you also picked up something on this?
Well, for the moment, I have not had any information or any intelligence to that effect. I actually did my background checks here. I spoke to some of the delegates. I also did some behind the doors checking, and then what I can tell you is that I've not laid hands on any evidence of that nature. But in your short, that is Michael Aaron Okwe Jr., the fierce contender to Adwoa for engaging the delegates. Honorable, just briefly on Joy News, would you want to share a word with us on Joy News? Honorable, what would you have to tell us? Your life on the cast?
News.
What do you have to say so far as this election is concerned?
To my delegates.
No, but at least talk to your outside viewers and the party supporters watching us on Joy News. How are the prospects like for you in this election?
I don't know. Ask the delegates, madam. How are the prospects like in this?
I'll talk to the delegates.
Everything is fine.
Everything is fine. That's what the delegate is saying. But you have done your own work. What do you have to say? She's only a single person.
They are voting. Ask them.
But that's a single delegate. Are you optimistic of winning?
I've
spoken to them already, but I want to hear from you.
Ask them. Ask the delegates.
You are a delegate.
Yes.
You are here to vote for him.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's the best person?
He is the best candidate for the job. Yeah.
What makes you think he's the best person?
I know him. He's the grassroots man.
He's a grassroots.
Yep.
Okay, let me just talk to other people.
Yes.
Let me hear from you, sir. Do you agree with her assertion?
Yeah,
Do you agree with her assertion that he should be the candidate to lead the party?
Yes.
What makes you think so?
Oh, she's good, but he will get everything. So he's a good man.
All right. Aisha, this is a few of the delegates endorsing the candidature, but there's another tent over there. I wish we could have the opportunity to go there. But let me just take the final word from you. Your people are watching you on the Joy News channel. We know we are live and colored everywhere. What is the message from Michael Okwe Jr. so far as this election is concerned? You are going in for the third time, right?
Yes, my message is that the elections are going well. People are voting. Last time they had the
we are listening.
I just want to make sure they don't
stampede. We can make progress.
We're okay. We're okay.
Everybody are okay. Your people are watching you. What do you have to tell them?
Last time delegates were here. The delegates were in the sun. They were suffering. So this time I personally provided canopies and chairs for the delegates so that they can sit down and be away from the sun. So I was making a very funny side joke that my colleague candidates who did not provide the canopies and the chairs, they can shake them in the sun, but they shouldn't come and shake them with the seats and the canopy. But that's just, by the way, just a joke.
So what is your message to Ghanaians then, so far as this election is concerned? The last time you lost by 8 votes to Sarah Adwoa. What is the trick that will work for you this time around?
Oh, you asked me this question in the morning. I've forgotten. And I answered you that then I was in India and she was in Ghana. Now I'm in Ghana and she was in America. So we'll see what happens.
What is your projection, your win projection?
My projection is the count. So when they count, I'll know the projection at that time.
Is Adwoa giving you headache?
Oh, I mean, I don't have a headache, so I don't know who can give me a headache. I don't have any headache at all.
Do you think she's competent? She has done well for the people of Dom Kwabena?
You know that Adwoa is my sister in the party. I can't say anything bad about her outside. But when I meet my delegates at home, you don't wash your dirty linen in public. So whatever the issue is with Adwoa, I'll say it to the delegates and it stays there.
The last time we had that interview, you told me that there's some level of anger and anguish within the party and the delegates will speak for it today.
Yes.
Taking into consideration that at a point she absconded her parliamentary duties and your people were not happy, the minority had to shield her and all that. You think that is going to manifest today?
I cannot comment on those details. As I said, those are general statements, no details to come from me.
So you are optimistic of a win?
Well, I pray to God that I find favor with the delegates. I've served them. I've been there for them all this time. When even the MP wasn't there, I was the one doing everything with them. So I pray that when they get to the booth, they also have favor with me and also vote for me to lead them so they can see what I can do for the constituency.
When I came, I heard them mentioning a particular name. That indicates that you are more than less a grassroots man. And even your manifesto that you have provided, you say you are the grassroots man. Well, how is it the case that you are the homeboy in Domi Kwabenya?
Well, I've been living in Domi Kwabenya since 1981. So, I've been playing football in Hacho. I was a number 6. I was known to play Buga a lot. So I've lived with the people. So they know me and they know I am. I'm real. If I'm upset, I'm upset. If I'm happy, I'm happy. If there is a mistake, after all, even your own child can make a mistake and you forgive them if you love them. So we work together and we see what happens in future.
All right, but have you had intelligence that perhaps your contenders are trying to induce these delegates to vote against you?
No. Is there something going on like that? Because I want to go and report them. Is there anything like that going on?
I'm asking for maybe your team is gathering some intelligence.
No, nothing like that.
You are not also doing same?
Everything is free.
You're not giving transport?
No.
You're not giving breakfast or lunch?
No, I'm giving them tents and chairs.
No lunch?
No lunch, no transport. Maybe because the election is changing at 2. So if by the grace of God I win, I invite all the delegates to come to my house for super lunch.
Super lunch?
Yes.
That's the expectation?
Yes, super lunch and bubra.
Bubra?
Yes.
Are your contenders also doing same, maybe giving some lunch or something?
I've not got that intelligence.
You don't know about that?
Yes.
I see.
But even me, when I lost last time, I gave them fufu and bubra. So imagine if I win. I always want to take care of the delegates because at the end of the day, they are the people who make the party tick. So whether they vote for me or not, I'll still love them. I just pray that love too, one day they'll show it back to me.
I'm hearing a slogan like no mistake. What does that mean?
Oh, the delegates are saying they made a mistake 4 years ago. But this time, no mistake.
No mistake.
Yes.
The mistake is Adjua Safo.
Oh, well, they said 4 years ago there was a mistake. So you put 2 and 2 together.
All right, Honorable, I wish you all the best. That's Michael Okwe Jr. there. He is a former ambassador to India and currently the CEO of Ghana Free Zones Authority talking to us now. But right behind me, Aisha, before you get in there, you have to go through some thorough scanning. They have to ensure that you don't send any foreign material into the voting area, and that's what the police officers there are currently doing. So they take 10 people at a go, screen them, let you get to the second parameter of it, then you leave your phone there and then go to cast your ballot. Like I said, the atmosphere here has been calm. There's high level of uncertainty as to who is likely to win the election. We know anything can happen. But one interesting thing or information I picked was that, in the previous election, we know Kennedy Japan was here to support the incumbent MP. But this time around, he isn't here. So people feel that that disconnect maybe will affect her fortune. So that is what I can report for now as we are waiting for the official close of polls at 2 p.m. It just left with barely 40 minutes for the polls to close per the communication given by the party. So if you don't have further questions, I'll hand it over back to you, Asha, and the team in the studio from the Dome Kobia Atomic Park in the constituency.
Actually, it's 44 minutes to ending the elections. That's Samuel Mbora from the Dom Kwabenya constituency. Asabi, you know what baffles me?
For sure.
Adjua Safo, after all said and done, the NPP actually wanted her out, okay? And then you had the opportunity. She came to face the vetting committee, and you still let her go? You had a fine opportunity to dismiss her.
I don't buy the idea that we wanted her out. There was a debate.
The NPP wanted her out because you said she wasn't helping the work of Parliament.
Yeah, there were issues about her absence in Parliament, which was an open thing. We all discussed it openly outside and in Parliament. But she's a party member. She still wants to contest, and you can't use that to disqualify her. No. So we gave her a chance, and of course.
What does your constitution say? I mean, I've heard your national organizer come to say that anybody who doesn't support a certain decision by the party must resign or has breached the constitution and all of that. Somebody is in parliament and it's not helping your cause, and you can't use that to disqualify her.
It's because we also needed to hear her side. And from some information we picked up, she wasn't in the best of health to calm down. I mean, there's a lot of debate, which we could have investigated it.
But she was all over on social media.
Oh, but I don't know whether you've heard something called postnatal depression.
But she looked okay.
I don't know, but I thought so. I've worked in England, and I've gone through training on postnatal depression when young ladies have children. You never know.
So now she's cured of it?
I don't know. I am not a medical professional. But I can tell you that there were issues, and the issues may be part of the health issues, but we never investigated it. But she's a party member, and she was allowed in the vetting to go. So that's watered down the drain or the bridge. Going forward, looking at the scene there, it's exciting. You see, if you are not a party person, you stand outside, they are fighting. No. Look at them. They're excited, singing, laughing. It energizes the party base. That's
only delegates. They will laugh with you and go and disgrace you.
Yeah, but that's part of it. You got to read between the lines. And if you think they are not support, you better back off. If you want to be in there, get part of the game and be part of the game. And I am enjoying the excitement. After this one, you see them, the party's energy is up. And that's what we need to tap and get everybody on board again. Adjoa is like a sister to me. I mean, if you don't know, I've supported Adjoa throughout. Most of the contest has been there. And Mike is like a brother to me. Mike's father, Michael Grace Sr., is a party steward. Okay. When I came from London, he wanted me as a deputy energy. And then President Kufuor shifted me to local government as a full cabinet minister. Me and Mike have stayed together. And his son is like a brother to me. When he was in there, we were collaborating on a lot of things at SIGA. So the two of them, I don't have a back in there. That one, I'm just looking at the two of them. Anyone who wins, I'm okay with them. But the excitement created, it should calm down as they've done. And Michael Kufuor was addressing the delegates, and your reporter was still talking. That's where the votes are. His priority is the delegates, not you. No,
but do you know the signal that this sends? That, as for the NPP, you can just do whatever you like, and then you come and apologize, and then you are.
No, we have discipline in the party. I must admit. The point
is there something that Adjoa Safo brings to board that, I mean, we may not know, I mean, as outsiders, because it looks like she's untouchable.
No, nobody's untouchable in this party. The party is supreme. But we look at individual cases, case by case. Adjoa's case bordered on health grounds as well. Most of it we don't talk about it, but I'm here talking about it, right? Because I was listening to the behind the scenes. I never commented. If you noticed, I never said anything because I was picking up signals from us, and I made mention of postnatal. Sometimes you're not aware that you yourself you are under postnatal depression. You think you are normal. So yes, I'll post a selfie out, but hey, go through. It's after a baby. It's not easy. It's not easy. So let's calm down. She come round. And she's gone back to the constituency. She's met the delegates. Now it's up to them to decide if they want her back and it's divided, as you can see, equally divided. But you see, there's a third force we are not mentioning.
Sheila.
You see? And you can never tell. Politics, she may remain the calm one at the background. Before you know, she goes through the middle quietly.
Some say she was planted.
By who?
You tell me.
Aisha, by who? In our party, and if you notice this parliamentary primaries, we never stopped anybody. In fact, there were complaints by some people who thought we should have stopped them. Because there's a part of our constitution, we talked about your contribution to the party for the last 2 years. You got to actively have nurtured the constituency. Some of them would believe never did. Complaints came up. But the General Secretary and the Chairman and the National Executive and National Council say, hey, if they are party members and you qualify on the basics, let them go through. So that they don't come out and say, you didn't allow me, I'm going independent. When you are in government, independent candidates are dangerous. So you got to try and rope everybody in. So Adjoa is going before, you know, the quiet one might steal the show. It's an exciting area. I'm really looking forward.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to seeing what happens in Dom Kwabenya, and whatever happens will have an impact on the NPP going forward. But let's go to Nsawam Edwajiri, because some delegates are alleged to have shown their ballot to one Smart Amoafo, a supporter of the MP, and that led to a fight. There's Nano Semafo there who is monitoring events for us. He's joined us. Osemafo, we are seeing some confrontations and a number of police officers there. What really happened?
Very much, Aisha. Mark Amwafo, the NADMO director for the Nsawam regime, who is an agent for the incumbent MP Frank Anodompe, was seated somehow 3 to 4 meters away from the booth, was accused of asking delegates to show him their ballots after thumbprinting. Agents of Hayford raised strong resistance for the. So it took the police to, however, get involved to separate the factions. So at the moment, when you come to the constituency, everything is generally peaceful, and we have barely 39 minutes to close of polls, and everything is going on smoothly here at the moment. Eastern Regional Secretary of the party, Tony Oseje, is the supervising officer at the center here at the Prince Watson Memorial High School, is ensuring there is peace and harmony in the constituency, and especially where voting is taking place. Some 998 persons are expected to cast their ballots for their candidates to elect a leader to represent the New Patriotic Party here in the Nsawam Adwoji constituency. Another player is being contested by Hayford now, the CEO of the Ghana Library Authority. So when you come here, generally everything is peaceful here. The police are doing their work as it's supposed to be, except the few issues that occurred at 10:30 in the morning.
Nana, so as we speak now, voting is ongoing, and that issue has been resolved. How many people have voted so far?
So far, some 925 have voted here in the constituency. So I'm sure by close of polls at 2, if not all the 998, at least the party will be able to have some numbers to talk of, that at least we have these numbers showing up here in the constituency. At the moment, the constituency is calm and voting is moving on peacefully here.
All right, Nana Osema for bringing us that information from the Nsawam Edwajiri constituency. Anodompe is the incumbent MP. Well, I haven't heard his name on that list of the giants who will be falling, but definitely you just have to you have to fear delegates. But in the Wager constituency, I'll talk about that later. But in the Wager constituency, there's also a clash between the police and some unknown men believed to be supporters of Jerry Ahmed. One person has been arrested after he attempted to attack the police. Kenneth JC is our man there. He joins us. Kenneth, what led to the scuffle?
Right, Aisha, before you are allowed entry into the perimeters of the voting center, you have to be someone who has accreditation. So they are issued accreditations. These men, we are told, entered here without accreditation, and that led to a confrontation between them and the police. I mean, one tried attacking the police, as you rightly mentioned, and then the police had to arrest one of them who had a cut around his neck due to the scuffle that happened between the two of them. Earlier, I did indicate that there has been widespread issues of vote buying. Some people are accusing the incumbent MP, Tina Mensah, of sharing 2,000 Ghana cedis to people believed to be in her camp and leaving out the rest. Meanwhile, they are also saying that the challenger, who is in the person of Jerry Ahmed, has also shared 200 Ghana cedis to each delegate, regardless of which camp you belong to. Voting is still ongoing. There are a few people who are still in queue trying to wait for their turn to vote. But those who have voted say that the election has been smooth. It has been without any scuffle, except what happened between those unknown men believed to be supporters of the contender, Jerry Ahmed, and the police, which has led to one of them being arrested. Aisha.
Can I just say, so you say about how many people have voted so far?
Right, more than 500 people have voted so far, we're told by the Electoral Commission here. A few of them are also left, to vote. They're expecting about 1,191 persons to vote, because there are 1,210 names on the register, but 19 of them are deceased. So minus 19, that leaves them with 1,191 who are expected to vote. Not all of them turned out, but those that have turned out, more than half of them have voted. Let's get closer and speak to the Deputy National Women's Organization word with us. Good afternoon. You're live on Joy News.
Hi, good afternoon.
Right. I believe you are here to monitor proceedings. How has it been so far?
So far, I must confess, it's been quite positive. Gone were the days that you would have elections, we have a lot of recorded incidences of violence. But this time around, I think it's quite minimal as compared to previous years. I've been to a couple of centers, very peaceful, very understanding. I think this center is one of the few places with recorded incidents of violence. But in general, the overall overview of it, I think that it's quite peaceful. And kudos to the party leadership, NPP party leadership, for bringing out a good rules and regulations to govern this electoral process, that every member of the party, whether delegate, parliamentary candidate, is being adhered to. Again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Electoral Commission, thank the security services led by the police, and then the media as well. With the support of you guys, I think we have one of the peaceful and successful elections.
We've heard incidents of vote buying. The delegates have confirmed to us that Tina Mensah has been sharing 2,000 Ghana cedis to some of her supporters, that is this midnight. And also the contender, Jerry Ahmed, has also been sharing 200 Ghana cedis. Why has there been widespread vote buying going on?
I want to talk emphatically without equivocation. Vote buying is something that is being alleged each time there's an election going on, even at the local elections, right at even in classrooms, in schools, campuses. It's been alleged there's always incidences of vote buying. As I am standing here today, I have not witnessed somebody giving money to a delegate to go and vote for him or her. But of course, if it happened, I can't confirm to that because I don't have any evidence to that. But of course, it's happening everywhere. It has been alleged everywhere. And I think it's high time, if it is really happening, it's high time we look into, it's not something worthy. We have to look into stopping that or something.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. So that is the Deputy National Women's Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. So this is the police vehicle that whisked those gentlemen away, one of them being arrested after confronting the police and then trying to enter the premises without accreditation. So this is the scene here at the Waja Bawe MA Basic School B or MA Basic School 2 here in the Greater Accra region, where the incumbent Tina Mensah, who calls herself the landlady of the area, is trying to go for another term and is being challenged by the CEO of Authority, Jerry Ahmed, who says he is a tenant who is trying to, oust the landlady of the constituency. There's been relative calm, it's been peaceful, except that one incident that happened earlier, and also the incident of vote buying has been rife. A lot of delegates have expressed their anger of not getting 2,000 Ghana cedis, which was shared at dawn by the incumbent MP, Tina Mensah, and also 200 Ghana cedis that were shared by the CEO of Coastal Development Authority, Jerry Ahmed, who is trying to unseat incumbent MP Tina Mensah.
And have you been able to speak with Tina Mensah? Have you spotted her? And what has been her response to the allegations?
Yes. Tina Mensah has shut down those allegations. When I spoke to her earlier, she did maintain that she had wished that Jerry Ahmed was not allowed to contest. She made that allegation during the vetting a few weeks ago that Jerry Ahmed has not stayed at this constituency for 2 years or more per the party's regulation. But since the party is saying that if they oust or if they disallow Jerry Ahmed to contest in this constituency, it will make the party unattractive and it will move a lot of youth away from the party. That is why she allowed Jerry Ahmed to contest and has shut down the allegations of vote buying, but maintains that she is going to win. She's not scared of a competition. In fact, Jerry Ahmed is no competition or no match for her, and that she will win once again.
And Jesse from the Wager constituency. This is where to stay, your election headquarters. Definitely, we have our men scattered in all the constituencies. They'll be bringing us updates as and when it unfolds. But if you're looking for where to get all the information, it is your election headquarters here on Joy News. I'm taking you back to Bantama. Asenso Boakye is the incumbent. He's being challenged by Raphael Kennedy Japon's brother, and this morning there's been some showdown already. Let's go there and listen to Asenso Boakye, who's been speaking with my colleague there.
And why morning devotion before coming here? That's what I do anytime that I was going for conference. Some people decided to bring
This time the code of conduct was different. That no one should come delegate, and people amount that
nobody has come delegate. Nobody has done that. So don't even bring that. Have you seen? Do you have any evidence to suggest that a delegate was coming?
I've seen. I was at the church. I saw the gathering.
No. It was a morning devotion, and some people decided to join. There's no delegate.
So they were allowed to go in and out of the church.
Anybody. And the people you saw at the church, many of them were not delegates. Some were residents who, when I mentioned that I would be having a morning church devotion service, we decided to join. So maybe some of the delegates joined them. That's fine. They are also residents.
It is suggested that after that they were biased today, because I saw some people being biased here.
I don't know. They might have made their own arrangement. That hasn't biased anybody.
All right. Thank you very much. So.
And you said that.
You just saw the Asenso Boakye, the incumbent MP for Bantama, and you've seen that fierce. Leading up to this elections, the campaigns and the strong words by his contender Raphael Japan. And today we'll find out who really owns Bantama. And that question I asked you, if you thought that Asenso Boakye was the man, and he was the man to do the trick for the NPP, why then do you allow somebody to contest him? Because your executives, they have the power to stop anybody from contesting someone if they don't want.
We are a democratic party, and we are as fair as we can be to everybody. Yes, there are some MPs or some individuals who are heavyweights, and usually we sort of wish them to be in parliament. But it's up to the candidate himself and the party executive to talk to the other possible contenders and convince them why they should back off if that's the case. We do that behind the scenes. We don't come and tell you. But some people will stand there and say, oh, I want to put my hat in, and you cannot stop them. So, yes, as Asensu's case, for instance, I wish that he had been allowed to go unopposed. I guess about 33 of our candidates were allowed to go unopposed.
Yeah.
So Asensu maybe, but then you notice a strong brother of the contender.
Was it Kennedy Japo who gave you that showdown for you to allow his brother to contest Asensu Boachi? Because I know Asensu Boachi is a darling boy. I mean, it would have been just easy to allow him to go unopposed.
Asensu has paid his dues in the party when he was a young man in the university tertiary and was the TESCOM president. He's achieved a lot in his short time in politics compared to some of us. But you got to be democratic and not be personalizing issues when it comes to politics. And then you have to look at the aftermath. When we finish, would the other contender be happy to join the campaign? If not, then the party must take a decision. And look, like the Jerry's case in Wager, where Tina thought he hadn't been there. He himself described himself as a tenant, wanting to overthrow a
landlady.
That's an interesting piece. But the party has to say, look, he's holding a huge chunk of delegates. If you disqualify him, what's the consequence after that? And he's a party member. Does he qualify under the party constitution and regulation? Yes, let him go. So we have to take political decisions. So it's not like every time it's our own rules, right? It's our political party decision and the regulation. We can waive it and we can consider. So I give credit to the national executives and the national council for making this election very, very free and fair. Yes, some preferred others could have been banned, but no, let them go. And I said I support Asensu. To be frank with you, I'm backing Asensu to win. And he will win. I'll tell you he will win. I can bet you he will win. He's a shrewd operator. Asensu is a shrewd operator. There are people who, obviously politics, not everybody likes you. Me sitting here, not everybody likes me. But I have a fair idea as to what makes me tick in public life. It's honesty, loyalty to the party, and serving with humility the people I came to serve. If I don't have those qualities, I must as well go and do my private business, right? But in the public space, I got to be loyal to the party. I got to be loyal to my leader. I got to be honest about what I do and the people around me and be humble enough to serve them. You cannot raise your shoulders, I think you know everything. No, you listen. So the party takes all these decisions into account and give us, and so far if you look at or listen to all your reports, no major incidents anywhere. Smooth almost everywhere. Yes, minor incident, once somebody has been picked up in Wager, he may not even be a delegate, he may be a supporter who got excited. Excitement, as I said, anxiety, pressure, it's the most interesting, intense heat moment for politicians. But
you listen to constituents and some say Asensu Boachi is not that approachable. Some even say he's stingy. Have you heard that?
You see, this politics, you can never win everybody. Let me tell you, I've been to Bantima several times, and Asensu is down to earth. He's done a lot of projects, a lot. Not only projects, he's always over there. Whenever you're looking for Asensu in Accra, he's in Kumasi. And I know most of his executives. And I don't buy this thingy thing. Some people approach you and they think you should have money for them every time.
But you promised them. You promised them. You promised heaven and earth when you knew that you were not supposed to do everything. That's how come you buy coffin for people that you don't even know, because you promised them.
There's this general impression politicians promise heaven and don't deliver. It's not true. We sort of gauge what we can do and then use the language that fits in. and sometimes
if you promise people that you bring them water, you make sure you connect them to the national grid, and you know that you are not directly in charge of that,
but if you're a member of
then
parliament,
you must be ready to foot the bill.
If you're a strong member of parliament, you must be able to lobby and deliver. I was a member of parliament in Infantima for one term. Look, I delivered. And my name is still there. Even a market has been named after me, Asabi Market.
Okay.
And because I developed the area, it was a dump yard, developed it and shifted some of the market women there, they named it after me.
So if you don't deliver, I mean, constituents will be justify to kick you out.
Oh yes, why not? But the point is that you must have the ability to meet ministers, the president. If you are in government, you have to, even if when you are in opposition, you must have a way to reach somebody in government. Look, we've been in opposition. I have a way of even reaching the NDC ministers when we were in opposition. Okay. You got to have the human relations that builds across bridges. And so you can promise and say, look, I'll try and do that. But it's the words you use. You can say, look, I will try and do this. So you leave a window of when you are, hey, you promise it. So I use the word, I'll try. So if you didn't succeed, it's not my fault. Or I will lobby hard. Or I know these connections. I have a network. Let people know that you're not the final decision maker. But then you, journalists, for instance, he promised roads. But he's not a road minister, but I can trade in. If I was a minister for local government, for instance, and one thing I did, I can tell you, I traded in water for Fantiman for a market for Hakman Ushuajuma in Kofodia. I'm a minister. We sat in the cabinet table and I said, Hakman, I need water. Fantiman had no water, so we had to go and drink the Bayfikrum water system. And he gave me the chance. Went to the President Kufu, got the Dutch to come in with some facility. And then because local government, I had the resources for market. So I gave him he gave me water. So that's the lobbying capacity of a politician.
Yeah, so if the constituents are demanding what you promised them, they'll just be fair.
But if you can't deliver, go back. You see, the key thing about politics is the connection, is the communication, is the networking. If you keep away and they keep saying the same thing and you don't address it, it means it's true. You are not delivering. If you go to them, you have a forum. You meet them one-on-one, open your doors. They understand why you're not delivering.
What do you think about Raphael Ejapon and his brother Kennedy Ejapon campaigning for him and all the showdown that he's been giving?
It's exciting.
It's exciting. I mean, prior to today's election.
Sometimes in politics, don't take the boring down the middle of the road and the normal. I'm somebody who is always like, when you meet me, there's no dull moment with me, is there? I give you something to think about.
Definitely.
So in politics, when you have a situation with Asensu Boajes and Kennedy Ejapon pitching camp in Bantima, which is one of our base, it's so exciting. Everybody wants to know what's going there. The whole of your reporting, you go back to Bantima often, don't you?
Yes.
And it also excites the party base. For me, that's the beauty of a contest. A contest gives the party people a chance to voice themselves, their voices out, to voice their concerns out, and also to address them, and also to get them on the keel that carries the momentum to the general election. Because we have 2024 December coming, and you need to keep the momentum for the next 10 months. And that is the beginning of it. The MPP is on a roll. This, if it goes smoothly, which I believe it will, and we would finish with no incidents major anywhere. If you listen to Rafik in Wa,
in the
you finish with the Wa.
But listening to you with how your party structures who goes unopposed and who can be, who somebody can oppose, it's quite interesting. And there's a trend which I don't know if it's come to your notice. The fact that some people they know they actually are not going, but they would show, present themselves that they want to go, because they want to secure the spot for someone else. and straight away, Ekrapim South or Ekrapim South. And exactly what Obiamwa has done, because prior to the elections, people knew that he wasn't going. I'm sure maybe he had spoken with one or two people. So it was just general knowledge that he wasn't going. Then he shows up and says, I want to go. And your constitution does not allow anybody to compete with him. And then last minute,
an MC or DCE,
an MC to compete with an incumbent MP.
It's a regulation.
And so last minute, then he says, I'm not going. But he denied the MC the opportunity to also contest.
I think there's a petition from the MC, and the party has put that place on hold. And so that I don't want to comment too much on that. In politics, things change so rapidly you can't believe it. And so that's why if you're a politician, you must think on your feet. People change their mind. And you are allowed to.
It's
not set in stone.
This is too sudden not to be deliberate.
You are reading his mind here. You're a mind reader, are you?
That's how other people are reading.
Behind it?
No. I mean, that's what people think.
Obi is a friend of mine.
That he secured the spot for his PA.
I wouldn't comment on that. Obi is an honest politician, very straight down the line. In terms of statistics and how analysis is done in politics, in our party, I can't see anybody going past Obi Amwa. And Obi is so honest that he may have decided not to go. Something must have changed, and he wanted to go again. In terms of whether he was seeking a slot for something, I don't know. That's why the party has put a hold on it. Let's wait for the outcome. They will go for the contest. If the party allows the MC to go, fine. If they don't, that's democracy. But you will listen. You'll be listened. He's petitioner here. So, but going back to what we were saying, politics is such an interesting that if you are into politics, be honest, be straightforward, and also be prepared to serve. You'll be hit. Yes, you don't go scot-free. You'll be hit. But you must have the tough skin to listen and go home and sleep and think again and come back. But what we are doing now is a prelude to the December election. It is the question of, would we get back together after this contest with the tension and all that? What I'm looking at is a silver lining of calmness and coming back together, and nobody gets hurt physically or emotionally distraught too much. So that coming back becomes a problem. So I'm appealing to our party people that this is part of our game. If you are scared of a contest, you are not a politician. You will lose some, you will win some. That's part of it. If you lose, it teaches you a lesson in life.
Do you foresee that, that unity coming so easily? For instance, in Bantama, if somebody like Raphael loses, you've heard the threats from his brother. It's not going to be easy.
I've heard the threats. I didn't take it serious anyway. Ken knows me. I mean, I tried to reach him. He won't pick my call. And I said, what's the threat for? If you have anything open, put it out. Or some of us, Ken knows, we listen to him. But he never reached out to me or to anyone I can think of. So it's a threat I don't take serious. Whatever it is, it raised the temperature, which is not healthy for us. After that, I will find out, I'll still reach Ken Japan. I'll reach him. I'll find out the basis. Because what he says, some of them are serious issues and bordering on state matters. And I want to know. You understand? Yeah. We want to clean up if there's any problem. So you cannot just raise it and disappear and say, if you vote for my brother, I won't raise it. But if you don't vote for him, what kind of logic is this? So we will get to that point. But for me, his brother is a contender, and I wish him luck, but I'm backing Asenso. I believe Asenso has done a fantastic job in Bantima. I believe that he would win. And it's just a lesson to him too. He's a young man. He's learning. If at least it has put him on his toes. If remember the last two elections, he's come through nicely. But now this one is a test. It builds him up. I believe this one would make him a stronger character.
Your election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol. Petrosol has been behind all the coverage you've been seeing, and they'll be supporting us throughout the elections in December. Where to stay for everything MPP parliamentary primary is your election headquarters. And of course, we'll be going through the list of the giants who will be falling. I didn't make that list. It's the political watchers. They are watching the space and they think that there are certain people who definitely will fall. But again, you cannot delegate. You have to fear delegates. You may think that this is what will happen, but the delegates will always pull a surprise on you. And if I want to even just run through just the few of the names that I have, definitely you have someone like Katie Hammond's name coming up. You have Enyumedu Entry's name coming up.
That's my side, the other side, Kodomo.
Okay. His name is here. You have somebody like John Kuma, he's getting some fierce opposition there. He's struggling, actually. If he wins, it will be a struggle to win. People think that it's not going to be an easy game for him. Upon Kroma, No, yes, I mean, he's not going to fall, but I think there's fierce opposition also in his constituency compared to the previous election. So these are some of the names, but let me also share with you a breakdown of the regions, the numbers there. It will be showing on your screen. So, right, before that, maybe we should talk about the MPs who have decided not to go. And Joe Garte is one of them. Oseche Mensah Bonsu is one of them. Joe Wise is not going. Bekwai. A number of them. What's his name again? Atachia. Atachia is not. Damboche is not going. That's a whole lot of experience moving out of Parliament.
It's one of the reasons why I want KTE.
You want KTE?
I want KTE.
Okay, let's go to Martina. Martina, where are you? Which constituency are you right now? And what's going on there?
I'm in the Yendi constituency, and so far it's been largely peaceful, except outside where we have supporters of both the incumbent MP and Ajia Abibata who are outside. What they do is any vehicle that is coming in, they want to be sure it is not somebody who is not supposed to be inside who is coming in. And so they have had times that they have had to stop vehicles, banks of vehicles, make some noise, but largely it's been peaceful. One incident came up a while ago. Two candidates came in, their names were blank, we are told, but they had voted in the presidential, and so the two candidates agreed that they are allowed to vote, and so they have voted. And very soon they'll be doing the counting. They started packing the boxes already, and we are getting ready for the count.
So the Yendi constituency, I mean, have you spotted the aspirants? Have you had any conversation with them?
They have both said they won't speak now until the results are declared. And so we would get their reactions as soon as the results are declared.
So at the moment, what's the atmosphere?
It's tense because it could go any side. And so there's tension, you can't sense tension in the place there. We have had times that they have had some few arguments, but largely I can see that it's tense.
Right, you had Martina Bugri. She's in the Yendi constituency with some updates from that constituency. Election ends at 2?
2 o'clock, so I don't know why they are packing up early. They should wait. Somebody may be late coming in, you never know, unless they've exhausted the
So we're about to see a showdown when they start the counting and then people now start.
That's a hot area. Yendi is MPP to the core.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you go to...
Farouk Mahama.
Malik Al-Hassan.
Yes, Malik Al-Hassan, who was deputy speaker.
Yeah, that's right, and became interior minister. And I've stayed in Yendi late night sometimes, and I enjoy Yendi politics and the Gomba style. And the two of them are hot candidates.
Well, Malik looked like a very calm gentleman.
Yeah, he was a senior. He has to be respected. So everybody came down. He trained all of them.
Yes.
But now the youngsters
but not Farouk.
No,
not Farouk.
Farouk is like me. He's
hot blood.
Oh yes, he's a young man. He's a young man, and he's matching up.
He actually did very well in the last election.
Yes, he did, and he took the cue from his father too.
Yeah.
From Vice President
Ali Muhammad.
And he's represented the family very well, and I like his style because he's like me in a way. But Abibata, you'd underestimate her.
She's an underdog, right?
She's an underdog, but if you know Abibata, she also has a pedigree of, I think her father was also in the old party, the PFP or the UP. And so she has a pedigree behind her. And they've got basis. So I'm looking forward to that particular contest. It's going to be very key. The exciting thing about what I'm saying is the crowd. Is the crowd, how people are converging. This is what you need, the adrenaline in people and the commitment to ensure the party works for all of us. My hope and my prayer is that when we finish, we all come together. Because sometimes, when you lose, oh my God, it's so dumping. You just disappear.
Yeah.
But yes, you allow people to grieve.
Yeah.
Just give them room to grieve. But find a way to reach them. That's what we're going to do as a party. We'll reach everybody and bring them on board. If anybody decides not to come on board, we'll find a way to still push them to come on board. It's MPP. And this is the bank road. Yes, this is the bank road to the 7th December election.
Let's go to the Wale constituency. Eliasu Tanko is there. Eliasu, what can you report from there?
Well, it's still a very tense situation here in the Wale constituency. As you know, before this particular day, there have been a lot of controversy in that particular constituency. Last week, we heard some supporters of a candidate attacking the regional minister and the party council, the party council of elders chairman at his residence where they were holding a meeting. Today, this morning, the election didn't begin early. It started somewhere around 8, 6. And as we speak, there are several number of delegates still queued waiting for their turn to vote. It's been very tense. The contest, as we understand, is currently between the sitting MP, who is also the Gender, Children and Social Protection Minister, Hajia Ladebazwera Abudu, and then the Vice Presidential staffer, who is Dr. Kabir Sia Mahama. There are two others, but from the ground, what we are learning or what we are hearing, especially from the delegate themselves, is that this particular contest is between these two individuals. We have heard earlier that there were attempts to prevent contest in this particular constituency for the sitting MP to go unopposed. But as we speak, that didn't happen. She's being contested by 3 people, including, I just mentioned, the Vice Presidential staffer, Dr. Kabiru. Voting is ongoing. There are a lot of security. I can count close to 40 police personnel that is currently protecting the process as it's ongoing. But from the look of things and from speaking to the agents and then the electoral officers, the delegates would have to vote beyond the 2 p.m. that has been stipulated, because I can still see large number of the delegates still in the line waiting for their turn.
Have you cited any of them? Have you spoken with them?
Well, I've spoken earlier on. I saw the sitting MP herself here. I have been engaged. I engaged Dr. Kabiru himself and one other, Muhammad Jandu. I engaged these 2 individuals or these 2 contestants, and they were all hopeful of winning this particular election. We have not been able to speak with a member of parliament herself, but she's been around this particular venue since the election or the process began earlier this morning.
Eliasu Tanko is a man. He is in the Wale constituency. We'll be bringing you more from there. Let's go to Sunyani West. Precious Samevo is there. Precious, I hope that place is calm as well.
Generally, it has been calm since the election process started at 7:39 in the morning. It has been generally peaceful here. Not even a single incident has been recorded here because security is that tight. Everywhere you turn to, you see quite a number of police personnel there ensuring that the process goes through successfully. As I speak to you, the time is due and the electoral officers have started dismantling the booths and packing the tables and other things to start the sorting of the vote cast. But on the candidates taking part in the exercise, the incumbent Ignatius Bafowa, who happens to be the Minister for Labor Relations, he is here sitting at my far right, and other 2 contenders trying to challenge him for the seat. One, lawyer Ama Frimpoma, and then Mubarak Abdullah Sisi, also sitting here at my right. Now, talking about Abdullah Sisi, when I engaged him earlier in the day, he said he was attacked in the morning around 2:15 a.m. On his way from Sunyani to Tra at a town known as Kobedi, where he was going to see some delegates and all that. But he also says that he can't really say whether it was an assassination or it's linked to this election exercise that he's taking part in. He claims to have sustained chest injury and swollen hands. Even as I can see bandages around his chest and then on his right hand, a bit swollen. But he says he's managing. The case has been reported to the police, though he lost 2 computers and valuable sums of money. But he is doing well here, trying to monitor the proceedings. The minister is confident that what he has done so far, the delegates have given him the assurance that they will vote for him again to lead the party in the general elections. And he believes the delegates because he has worked with them, he has been in the system for that long, and he trusts them based on his track record. But lawyer Mark Inform also believes that over 20 years, the minister has done his bit, and he needs to pave way for new energy, new phase that will lead development that will impact the life of the youth as well as infrastructure development in the constituency. One thing that cuts across all the people that I spoke to, the contestants, including the regional minister, is sustaining the unity of the party after this particular exercise. The hope is that whoever wins, the rest will all come together and support so that they will be able to retain the state come December 2024. So that is the situation here. Generally calm. Some people have gone around where the sorting and counting will take place, and in a minute or two, the electoral officers will start the counting of the ballot.
Precious Semevo from Sunyani West. We'll definitely go back there. We are hearing that voting has ended. Counting should start any moment from now. As I'm about saying, before I let you go, you said that the NPP has a way of bringing unity back. Some 17 members were disqualified prior to this election. Have you been able to reach out to them to bring them back on board?
I can tell you the party executives have been talking behind the scenes. We've been talking to people from the Afafanto group.
Okay, the butterfly group.
The butterfly group. So the party is a family. We built it by our own toil and sweat. Unlike our cousins in the NDC who were handed over power easily by the PNDC, NDC, and in government they formed the government. So they've lived that by that. But we as individuals came together, built it by our sweat and our toil. And so we're brothers and sisters. Yes, others get angry, others get sad. It's our job as a party to convince them that, look, you came here, nobody forced you. You came here. And you believe in our principles and freedom of worship, the liberty of the individual, the freedom of association. That's kind of liberty we enjoy. Nobody controls anybody.
Not when people feel that they are deliberately being eliminated, not to favor
but we have the channels
people.
to voice your agitation. There are channels within the party where you can talk. And then we listen by the system that, okay, he's been unfairly treated. Go to the next level, to the appeals committee, and go to the national council. We have all the systems. Some would not utilize the system, rather they will go outside and talk. We like to them to come to us, and sometimes they approach individuals like us, and we go to the party and say, listen to him. So I know